We are live. Hey, Thanksgiving's here, guys. 2 more days. 2 more days. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Central Ohio Housing Report from October of 2022. What is that looking like? It's getting really cold outside, and so are list prices as well. So we're going to talk about what's going on in Central Ohio, the good and bad and the ugly, and we're going to talk about that all and much, much more right after this. All right, guys. Well, happy Thanksgiving almost. Real estate is cooling off big time. The numbers show it a little bit, especially inventory. We're going to dive into this. So, this is October 2022 Central Ohio Housing Report. And you can tell if any agent out there that's looking at, listing a home. I just got a text message a second ago about a client pulling their house off market. So, with that being said, it's just that time of year. And naturally, in the Midwest, we have, it just slows down a little bit. And so we're going to discuss what the numbers are. So this is your host, Adam Ashba of Honduras College and broker at Ashmont Realty. So with that further ado, let's start with the good stuff. Okay. You always want to start with the good before the bad, or depends on the person. So first, the good news. We're going to start with the good news. Ohio, Columbus, Ohio specifically, was ranked for the second time in a row on Realtor.com as the fifth hottest real estate market in the United States. And it's always been usually the top 10 or 15, but for the past 2 months, we've actually are top 5 again. And, just dollar for dollar, Columbus, Ohio is just a phenomenal place to live, and you can really stretch your money. Now, I know house prices have gone up and they keep going up, believe it or not, but it's still what a great honor. Thank you, Realtor.com, for recognizing Columbus specifically for being a really hot market. So, but if you're a buyer, listen up, because things are moving in your direction. We've talked about it for about 3 months, 4 months maybe now, with the interest rates rising. Now, so let's talk about days on market. So houses have lasted about 21 days on average. That's every single house from $100,000 up to well over $1 million. They've lasted for about 21 days on market, which is 3 weeks. Now, I can tell you that's nothing. I mean, 21 days on market still really, really good. However, compared to what we've been, had previous, last October, what says right there below, 15 days on market, so it's about a week longer on market. But really, guys, I mean, we're kind of splitting hairs. There wasn't that long ago where a house, just a normal bread and butter house in our market, would take 45 days, and that was a month and a half. Then when we had the housing crisis, it might go months, so don't fret. If you're trying to list your house, 21 days on market on average isn't too bad. Okay. Another positive, I think, going maybe in the wrong direction if you're a seller, and I think this number is deceiving, because in October, sellers were getting almost list price. So buyers are basically paying 2.2% off the original list price. So for example, we want to keep it simple on this podcast. If you have a house for $100,000, they're paying $97,800 for that house. Okay. So almost list price on average. Now, last year at this time, and I didn't put the statistics, last year at this time, they were actually getting a little over 1% of list price. So every single house that was sold in Central Ohio in October of last year were actually getting just about 1% over list price. So I know we're splitting hairs a little bit, but one thing I think's a little deceiving, and you wouldn't know it if you're not out there and in the mud, listing homes or having buyers. Is I can tell you, anyone that's listing their house right now, they've read the propaganda, they've been watching the news, they know that things are cooling off real fast. So, and that includes agents, right? And we as realtors are really conditioning our sellers that you cannot get aggressive anymore on listings. Okay, so I know we're getting 2.2% off the original list price in October, but I can tell you list price today compared to maybe what they were trying to get last October is a little less. So there are discounts. I'm telling you guys, if you're a buyer, like listen up. If you're a buyer, and look at this next statistic. Boom. Is average sale prices have gone up 9.8%. So if you're a seller, you're still getting good money for your house. We've had about 10% increase in houses price year over year, but we have almost 30%. There's 28% more houses now listed. Okay, look at the very bottom. Inventory for homes for sales are up 28% from last year. So if you bought a house last year, you're still getting decent appreciation. But the thing I think as a buyer, just look at the banner below. You have 28% more homes, inventory homes this year than last year. Okay, that's the thing. I've been talking about that every month. We've been seeing it getting built in October and September and now October. We have 30% more home inventory this time in October than last October. So guys, this is what's cooling off the prices. It's not drastic, okay? We're not going into a housing crisis. There's just not enough inventory compared to what that issue was. So lack of inventory, we're still lack of inventory. It's just things are slowing down because of interest rates. So I just don't see a huge housing crisis like we had 12, 13 years ago because the inventory was completely different. We still have low inventory. We really do. But with the higher interest rates, it's scaring and spooking off buyers and going out in the market to buy something. Okay, and that's why we're seeing 28% more homes on market. But with more inventory, we all know if you go to a used car dealership and they have 5 cars, the same color, the same mileage, you can wheel and deal on those different cars. Okay, so if you're a buyer, this is the time to make a crack at getting a house under list price. You can do it. And realtors out there, don't be afraid. I mean, if you have a house that's on market for 2 or 3 weeks, maybe longer, try to get your clients on a house under list price. It's happening. I'm seeing it every day. It's happening. So good news for buyers. Way more inventory now than there has been in years. But if you're a seller, it's still good. It's still pretty good. I mean, an average is getting about 2% under list price. That's still really good. Houses are selling on an average of 3 weeks. That's really good. So let's just focus on the positives. So we're getting close to that situation in which buyers and sellers are now getting a little equal footing. And that's what you want, especially for a realtor, because we represent buyers and sellers. So I hope that helped. So this is the conclusion of October 2022 Central Ohio Housing Report. I'm your host, Adam Ashba of Hondros College of Real Estate and broker at Ashmont Realty. If you have any questions or comments, put them below. If you think you'd like to get into the industry, maybe you want to be a realtor, maybe you want to do it part-time, you can do that. We have a great program where you can work from home, work at your own pace. Check out the description below. We'll be happy to get you set up being a realtor, maybe 2023. So with that being said, have a great, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Safe travels, and we will see you all next week.